I just wanted to give you like the bare minimum of what you need, because with my first, I thought I needed so many things. And with my second, I was like, I need nothing. Hey guys, my name is Shayla. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I talk about motherhood and pregnancy. We do things kind of natural, kind of granola. I have a 2.5-year-old and a 6-month-old. I'm also on Instagram, Hey Shayla, and I just launched my podcast, Hey Shayla. The podcast is actually amazing. I interview a ton of the people that I get my information from and just ask them all the questions. If you like it and you want to support my podcast, I would love if you would subscribe to the podcast, however you do that, if you watch it on Apple or Spotify or whatever, and if you would leave a review. It means a ton. First of all, I read all the reviews and I love them, but it also helps to like bump the podcast up so more people can find it. Today, we are going to talk about 5 things that you need in the first 6 months on a budget. And I wanted to make this video because it's incredible how little things you need. And when I say 5 things, I mean 5 categories: food, diapers, sleep, place to put them, and clothes. And on a budget, I want to tell you the things that you need and then like cheaper ways to find them. That's kind of the end a little bit. So I've got my 6-month-old crawling around here. Hi, you. So let's just get right into it. Food. I exclusively breastfeed. So the only thing I need is my boob. I understand that lots of people go back to work, so they need to pump. So if you do that, you need a pump, storage bags, and you need bottles. I also recommend the Haka. I didn't really use it this time. With my first, I used it a lot and stored a ton of milk in the beginning. It is helpful, like if I'm engorged. A pump can be really expensive. However, insurance typically covers a pump. And if it doesn't, it typically covered it for someone else. So ask a friend who's no longer pumping or breastfeeding if they have a pump. Boom. Oh, and if you do formula, obviously you need to buy formula. So those are like the feeding things. Those are like the bare necessities. Some people say that you need like burp cloths. Super handy. But if you have a rag in your kitchen, also handy. I feel like when you get pregnant in the US, it is like this consumerism opportunity where they're just like, you need this and you need this, and if your baby does this, you need this, and it's just not that true. I think that each baby is unique and individual, and yes, a swing might be essential for your baby, but they also might hate it. So you have to kind of figure that out as you go. If you're lucky to get a baby shower, I would recommend gift cards so that you can just honestly just figure it out as you go. For my baby shower, I asked people, I would love to have things secondhand. If you know anybody who has these things, please don't hesitate to gift me something secondhand, because it's insane that every baby is gonna get all this new stuff. Like, what happens to all the old stuff? 2, diapers. We do 80-20, cloth diapering, disposable diapers. She's in a disposable right now because I'm washing all the cloth diapers. But she usually does disposable at night, and then if we're like out and about, I'll do disposables. Cloth diapers, super expensive. So you could put it on your baby registry, or you can get on Marketplace and get used cloth diapers. Sometimes you have to fix the elastic. I found someone on Marketplace that fixed them for like a couple bucks, but you cut it, you pull it through, and then you essentially tie it off and sew it off, and it gets tight again. Marketplace would be definitely where I would recommend something like that. Or cloth diapering Facebook pages. People are selling them. And then disposables, that might be a baby shower gift too. But don't buy too many like newborns or 0 to 3, because they might come out 11 pounds and then you don't have that, or they might grow fast and then you don't use them that much. What else do I have? Oh, and then like wipes. You can use reusable wipes, and I buy mine. They're just like little squares, and you can just spray like some water or some oil and water on their booties and then just wipe it off and then throw it in the same bin as the cloth. Or you buy disposables. Sleep. Again, we co-sleep. We bed share with our babies. Hey you, come over here. We bed share with our babies, which means she needs nothing. She needs nothing to sleep. We bought her a sleep sack. That I think is nice, because then you don't have to worry about them being too cold, because you're not supposed to be under the covers. So you have the sleep sack. Some people like the Snuggle Me Organic or like DockATot co-sleeping beds. Both of mine did not like that thing. And that's the thing. And my nephew loved it. So it's literally every baby's different. You don't know what your baby's gonna want. You do want a sound machine. We have one that plugs into the wall and one that also clips onto the car seat, but I found a hack on the iPhone. It's in like accessibility, so that you always have a sound machine on your phone. Or you can find a Spotify playlist that's just white noise. Like, you don't have to buy one necessarily. I did because it was just so convenient and necessary. If you co-sleep or bed share, get yourself a mattress protector. They're not cheap, but you've got boobs are leaking, diapers are leaking, babies are drooling. There's a lot of liquid that can happen at night, and you just want your mattress to be protected if you care about your mattress. So buy a mattress protector. I will link the one that I have. It is expensive, but it's like all organic, non-toxic, blah, blah, blah. You can also take a crib. So if you do get a crib, which you don't need, we don't use a crib, use a floor bed. So I just bought a twin mattress that sits on the floor. That way I can side nurse her to sleep and then just roll away. And there's no like transferring her into a crib. She just falls asleep and that's where she naps. But if you do have like a crib, or there's sometimes like a sidecar bassinet where it just like butts up to the bed, and so they can be in their own space but still right next to you. Number 4, a place to put them. Sounds weird, but like if you're in the kitchen and you're trying to do something and you need to set your baby down, I'm not gonna lie, I've set her down on the floor before. And Seth is like, why is the baby on the floor? And I'm like, so you want somewhere to put them. We used a... Alright, camera died and baby got fussy. Luckily Seth is here today, so I brought her downstairs. So we were talking about a place to sleep, a place to put them, because that's the thing. In like the first 6 months, they can't move and they can't sit up on their own. So you're just like, what do I do with you? Where do I put you? What am I supposed to do here? Personally, it's best if they have unrestricted place to stay. So just the floor is what I'm trying to say. Like not in a swing, not in any contained thing that like supports them, where they have to push against the floor and they can move and they can roll over and they can like, it just helps, I think, to help with their physical development. Did I use the swing? Yes. Did I use the Baby Bjorn? Yes. Do you need those things? No. But they are helpful sometimes when you need to put them somewhere. So we used a co-sleeper, but it wasn't like the Snuggle Me. It was flat and it had like a little rim, I guess. But that I would just move room to room. So I put it there when I was showering. I put it in the kitchen when I was making something. I put it, so she wasn't on like the floor and it felt a little cleaner, but she was still able to move within it. We got the one room with my first. She hated it. Then we got the swing. She loved it. Did I use it? Yes. So like I'm not only unrestricted. Like the swing helped her to go to sleep. It helped her feel calm. It was a great thing. The Baby Bjorn was another place that I could just put her and I could move that room to room also, which was nice. But if you're on a budget, grab yourself a blanket, lay it down, good to go. Also a carrier. So if you need, like Aaliyah was born at the start of COVID, so I was there at her every need. But with Esme, I wore her like 24/7 because she was content being next to me. She'd fall asleep, she'd wake up, she'd fall asleep, she'd nurse, and I could still like interact with my toddler. I could play with her, I could talk to her. It was like perfect. Everybody was happy. So a carrier is another place to put someone. I have a carrier that I love that's $300. I also have one that I love that's like $60. I did a whole video on carrier reviews so you can see the difference between that. Again, try and find them used. And ones that you can do forward facing, front facing, because oftentimes they like seeing outwards at a certain point. Like in the beginning, they just want to be nuzzled up next to you, but then they're like, show me the world. And so having one where they can face out is really good. Oh, I also got one of those bedside bassinets that like butts up to the bed, but I put it in the living room because it was huge. I'll link the one that I have too because it was big. So I felt like she was getting tummy time in there, because with the toddler, you're trying to protect the baby from the toddler. And so I could put her in the bassinet and she would be safe and it would be fine and she could still move around. So kind of just having a place to set the baby in the rooms is helpful. Thing number 5, clothes. I did not put clothes on my registry because everyone and their mom was like, I was at Target today and I found this and it was so cute, so I bought your baby. I ended up with so many clothes, plus I got hand-me-downs, plus I got so many clothes. I never asked for any clothes because I knew they were coming. If you're like, wow, Shay, that's nice that you have baby showers and people just giving you clothes, buy like 5 to 7 outfits in each size, and I'll get to that a little bit more in a second, because yeah, they spit up, they get dirty, whatever, but like I have like an outfit that is like my event outfit where if I'm going somewhere and I want her to look cute, that I put her in that. Otherwise she's in sleepers. I don't like the sleepers that much because I like her feet to be open so that she can crawl and try and walk and like do all these things. So we use sleep sacks so that her feet are warm at night, but then I try and just do like the long sleeve onesies and a pair of pants. And most of the time she's not wearing the pants unless it's like cold. But buy a couple of those, do laundry consistently. You really do not need that many outfits. It's absurd how little outfits you need. The other thing is I have newborns, 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, 9 to 12, all of those in all of the sizes, all organized perfectly downstairs, and I'm skipping sizes. Like I'm going from 0 to 3, and then like right now she's 6 months, I'm putting her in the 12-month stuff because it's a little big, but that's fine. So if you're truly on a budget, you can skip some of those sizes, and then they'll be in the bigger size, and it'll be a little bit biggie, it'll be a little baggy for a couple of months maybe, and then they'll grow into it. It's just, they just change so fast that you don't need every single size. Don't buy shoes. For the first 6 months, They do not need shoes. They barely need socks. I barely put my baby in socks. She's usually barefoot, even in the carrier, like even when we're at things. But I try and put socks on her, or I do have like little moccasin shoes that somebody bought for us, but do not buy them for yourself until they're walking. And then I just did an interview with somebody who's like barefoot as much as possible. Barefoot shoes. And I was like, barefoot shoes are expensive. And they're like, yeah, but you're gonna wear them for like once they're 2 for a whole season. Just buy 1 pair of shoes. They don't need 7 shoes, they need 1 pair. And I feel like a lot of people think that they're like a bad parent because they're not giving their kids all these things, or like they're depriving them of something. Don't feel that way. Stuff is expensive and people make you feel like you need to buy things. I will also tell you, having the platforms that I have, people, companies send me stuff all the time. And I talk about it because I'm like, this is cool. If this is something you're looking for, go ahead. Oh, this is cool too. If you're looking for something like this, here's a cool thing. Which then I understand makes it look like I have all these things and you need all these things. False. Everybody you follow is probably getting things sent to them, and they might not even be using them, or they might not buy them if they were actually purchasing. They're like, well, I don't really have an issue or a problem with this, but I'm going to talk about it and show people about it because a lot of people like it and I want to give a review on it or whatever. But just know you don't need all those things. You don't. But if it's like, ooh, here's something that's really helping with acid reflux, and your baby has acid reflux, maybe you should try that thing. Babies are just expensive, and they don't need to be. They don't need that many things, especially in the first 6 months. After 6 months, you're gonna start getting into like feeding, and then that's gonna add a different element, and like toys just to entertain them. But right now, the toys, a spatula is a toy. Like a spoon is a toy. Give them safe things to play with. I am an affiliate with Love Every. See, this is what I mean. If you are looking to purchase something that's kind of expensive, it's like a developmental thing for your kid. It sends you a kit every 2 months. I have an affiliate link in the bottom, but you don't need that. The first like couple months, it's a lot of black and white stuff, a lot of crinkly things. Like think about things that'll activate their senses. Black and white is like all they can see. Balls, watching them roll away, and then you don't even need to go get them, or you can tap them back and have them, they can watch it roll back. But just like how things move, having that crinkle sensation happen, like go look for things like that at Goodwill or at Once Upon a Child has super cheap toys. Maybe do a little extra work to see what things you can do to support their development on the cheap. The last thing that I want to add is a car seat. So the car seat is the one thing that you're going to want. It is a big purchase that you have to do. It is a safety thing. It is, you don't want to buy it used because you don't know if it's been in a car crash. You don't know if it's expired. That's up to you, but that's something that you're gonna want to splurge on. And then probably a stroller. I bought a single stroller. Some people buy single strollers that can turn into double strollers so they don't have to buy an extra stroller when the second kid is born, just like an attachment piece. I bought a single stroller and just recently bought a double because I was just having the baby in the carrier and I had the stroller. So stroller and car seat are probably 2 bigger expenses that you'll have. So see if you can pool money. Be like, look, I really want to buy this car seat. I really want to buy this stroller. Can you put money towards it? And a lot of baby registries will let you do that. Or just start saving up right now and you've got 9 months to save for it. That's all I want to say about that. So now I'm going to talk about how to find these things on the cheap. So I've mentioned it a few times. Marketplace is a goldmine for used baby stuff. A lot of times garage sales are a good spot to buy these things. Baby clothes are not used because they're used for like a couple of months and then they're like, maybe they have some stains on them. Pro tip, poop stains come out in the sun. Lay them out in the sun, it'll come out in the sun. Maybe wash it a little bit, lay in the sun, it will disappear. And then pro tip, while you're buying the thing for Marketplace, get in messages and say, hey, I've got a 3-month-old. Do you have anything else that you're looking to get rid of for a 3-month-old? If this is their last baby, they're gonna wanna purge and just give you as much as they can. If this is not their last baby, they still might have a lot of stuff that they just wanna get rid of. So just send them the extra message because then you can just go to their house one time, get as much stuff as you need. Maybe they'll give you a little deal because you're getting a lot of stuff. Like that's a really great way to do it. On Facebook, there's also groups called Buy Nothing. So like Buy Nothing San Francisco, Buy Nothing Minneapolis, Buy Nothing small town wherever you're from. And there's probably a group where people are just giving things away for free and people are asking for things. Hey, I'm having a baby, I'm looking for a carrier. If anyone in the group sees your message and has a carrier, they're gonna send you a message. Like it's awesome if you are on a budget and looking for things on the cheap. I work with a company called Explore, IKSPLOR. They are a merino wool base layer. Super expensive. I have bought multiple of them because I find them valuable so that we can go outside and I know my kids are warm. Well, I just had them on the podcast. They're starting a marketplace for their brand. So if I have a merino wool base layer for my baby that I'm no longer using, I can sell it to another person on the place so they can get it for a discounted price. I can make some money, buy a new one. Like, it's amazing. That's starting December 15th, 2022. And so if you're like, I want to buy winter clothes for my kid, used, buy them used. You can also figure out who in your friend group has a baby just a little bit older than yours, probably like 6 months older than yours. You can either just accumulate it, like, hey, you're done with your baby, I want your clothes, I want your toys, I want your whatever, as their baby finishes with them. Or, like I do with my sister-in-law, all the stuff for my 2-year-old now goes to her 1-year-old. And all the stuff for her 1-year-old is now coming to my 6-month-old. And then whoever has a baby next will get it. It's like when my baby grows out of the stuff that I've borrowed from her, I give it back to her. We just keep track of things and know that things might get stained or they might get broken or whatever. If you're the person borrowing, maybe make sure that you can like buy them a new one if it gets really damaged. But that's a great way, is borrowing. And like, I borrowed a swing from a friend and their baby Bjorn. I rented a snoo from my friend. Like, just see who's around and what they've got and if they want to do something like that. Know that every baby is different. Your baby might be bigger or smaller or grow faster. Some of these tips that I give you, you might be like, what? My baby has acid reflux. I need way more things than that. Whatever. There's like a million different circumstances, right? So figure out what works for you. But I just wanted to give you like the bare minimum of what you need, because with my first, I thought I needed so many things. And with my second, I was like, I need nothing. Like, there are some things, which are these things. But other than that, you need so little things. So I hope this was helpful if you were on a budget and trying to figure out what you're going to need for the first 6 months, as far as food, diapers, sleep, a place to put them, clothes. See you next time.